Every morning, somewhere around 7 o'clock, a fleet of over 35 vehicles and their crews depart from deep in the All-American Valley, scattering in every direction. Some crews are headed to roofing jobs, others to siding jobs. Some will be going to install Infinity replacement windows and doors by Marvin, others to hang leaf guard gutters. Some crews will be installing commercial roofs, and others will be putting on room additions or even remodeling entire homes, all headed in different directions for different reasons. And all the vehicles bear the name DeGeorgie Roofing and Siding, as well as the simple DeGeorgie pledge, "Our family serving your family since 1933," a pledge that had its beginning 3 generations ago. The year was 1933. America was deep in the midst of an era that would forever be known as the Great Depression. 1/3 of the country was unemployed. Over 5,000 banks had closed their doors forever. Businesses failed. Entire life savings were wiped out. Overnight, families lost their jobs, their fortunes, and even their homes. 1933. The year that Joseph DeGeorgie left the security of steady employment as a roofer, and with nothing but his good name and reputation, risked everything and went into business for himself. Despite starting his business under the worst economic conditions imaginable, Joseph persevered, and as the country rebuilt and grew stronger, so did his company. And so the foundation was poured for what would eventually become one of Connecticut's most respected and trusted businesses. Morris, better known as Bobby DeGeorgie, shared his father's passion for improving homes throughout the Naugatuck Valley, and while in high school, worked as a laborer for his father. Bobby graduated high school in 1947, and over his father's strong objections, joined the business full-time.
He wanted me to go to college. That was the answer. That was the main answer.
Although the company continued to grow steadily, no one was prepared for what would come next. With only a few years' experience as a laborer, in one tragic moment, Bobby had to assume control of the company when Joseph suddenly died. Although his initial impulse was to shut the business down, Bobby decided to keep it going with his father's experienced crew. Bobby DeGeorgie continued to build on the foundation established by his father, and as the years passed, he developed his own reputation for honesty, reliability, and integrity.
32 years old, so I really got into it with my father's men, which were awfully good to me.
In 1987, the 3rd generation of DeGeorgies joined the company when David, Bobby's son and Joseph's grandson, joined his father in the business. David didn't have a lot of experience. What he did have, however, was a vision of what DeGeorgie could become by building on the stable base his father and grandfather had established.
He just kept building a foundation. When I came about in 1987, it was a fantastic foundation for what we are today. A nice, rock solid there. All the groundwork was laid.
With David by his side, the father-son team were poised to expand their business and seek ways to increase their service level beyond the Naugatuck Valley.
David had a different mentality of the business, okay? And I'm not going to say he didn't work. He worked hard.
Hard work and an obsession with exceeding customer expectations helped propel DeGeorgie Roofing and Siding to a leader in the remodeling industry.
I guess the biggest challenge is what our #1 goal is, and that is to exceed customers' expectations. We want them, when the job is done, to call up and say, "Well, you guys did a great job. You did more than we'd ever expect you to do."
To be a reliable service provider in a multiple of disciplines requires a combination of deep-seated values, dedicated employees, and dependable suppliers.
It started with Bird Roofing, actually. My grandfather bought Bird Roofing shingles probably, in 1933. Bird Roofing was the oldest manufacturer of roofing shingles.
Certainteen. Leaf Guard Gutters, Royal Building Products, Infinity Replacement Windows and Doors from Marvin. Names that are synonymous with quality and durability, names that are worthy of a partner like the DeGeorgie family. Good reputations are difficult to build and easy to lose. And when your family name is the business name, guarding that reputation becomes even more important.
Even going into a grocery store, or going to church, or doing anything in our community, that's my name on that truck, and people.
When you have a home improvement company in a community and the company name is a family name, somebody has to take ownership to that. And somebody has to have a sense of pride, and there is that here. There's an immense amount of that here. I think the family is very, very proud of what they have done and what their name is in our marketplace.
DeGeorgie Roofing and Siding is truly proud of their products and confident of their workmanship. So proud, in fact, that they stand behind every installation unconditionally.
And we have what we call our Everlast warranty. And we're very proud of this because we don't know of anybody in the industry who has this. And basically what our Everlast warranty says is that we will warrant our work for the lifetime of the manufacturer's warranty.
Prior to the Everlast warranty, because that's something very recent, our idea here was if there's something wrong with whatever the product was, a Stanley door, a bird roof, CertainTeed siding, mastic siding, whatever the product was, we would go to the manufacturer last, and our thing first would be change the door, change the siding, change the roofing. We're going to make it right for the customer. We'll worry about getting paid from the manufacturer or the supplier later. That was our idea.
To be around to service your customers in the future, a business must continue to grow. Plain and simple, a company not growing is dying. As part of their commitment to the growth of their business, to the growth of southern New England, and to the growth of the remodeling industry, DeGeorgie Roofing and Siding has recently invested in a new 15,000 square foot warehouse and office.
I'm sure some of the people who have been with our company for a while look at that as a final place, a culmination of where we have ended up. When I go to that new building, which is a big inspiration to me, because I've been here for 5.5 years, I look at that building as part of a journey. We haven't arrived to our final destination, and it's a long way off. It's a step. It's a place where we can say we've made progress. Look at what we're doing now. But I don't ever want to think about it being the end of what our growth and what our business can be.
I'm amazed. It's something that I believe every father would want for any kind of a business, whether it's a grocery store, whether it's a used car lot. But you got to have good children to do that, to stay in it. You got to remember, I got good children, and they all worry about each other, the three of them. And David's a great leader in that.
From their first location in Ansonia, to Seymour, to their showroom in Wethersfield, and finally, their brand new state-of-the-art facility in Beacon Falls, DeGeorgie now services an area that stretches throughout all of Connecticut and into western Massachusetts. One has to wonder what Joseph DeGeorgie would think if he was to see how his company has changed and grown since its start over 75 years ago.
To be honest with you, I wish I knew him a little better so I could answer that a little better, but I mean, I would think he'd be proud. I would think he'd be shocked, absolutely shocked. Shocked first that this could happen from what his initial hard work allowed us to be. And then proud of his son and the people that work here. I think he'd be proud of those people too, because we do have a very good nucleus of people. We have a nucleus here that I wouldn't trade for anything, anywhere. And if they're not every bit as responsible for our success than I am, or any luck was, or any opportunity was, that's really what got us where we are today. Yeah, he'd be proud though. and excited and happy. Yeah.
Born in challenging times and tempered by adversity, DeGeorgie Roofing and Siding has weathered storms that would have overwhelmed most businesses. But the strength of their family, along with their dedicated employees, has positioned them to grow for generations to come.